Imagine you are holding a handful of sand. If you hold your hand open, the sand stays. It rests comfortably in your palm. But the moment you panic, the moment you try to protect the sand, to possess it, you squeeze your fist. And what happens? The tighter you squeeze, the faster the sand spills through your fingers. You cling to it, you fight for it, you apply pressure, and in doing so, you lose everything. This is the tragedy of human relationships. This is the tragedy of your life right now. You are squeezing your fist. You are terrified of losing someone. You are terrified of being alone. And that terror is exactly what is pushing them away. Alan Watts, the philosopher who bridged the gap between East and West, called this the backward law. He said, "To have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water, because if you do, you will sink and drown. Instead, you relax and float. Right now, you are drowning. You are thrashing. You are begging. You are checking their social media. You are replaying old conversations in your head like a broken record. You think that if you just try harder, if you just love more, if you just hold tighter, they will stay. But the universe works in opposites. Desire leads to suffering. Attachment leads to loss. The only way to keep something is to be willing to let it go. In this video, we are going to learn the hardest skill a man can master, the art of detachment, the power to open your hand, look at the person walking away, and say nothing but goodbye, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with absolute power. This is how you stop drowning. This is how you let them leave. Why does it hurt so much when someone leaves? Why does it feel like a physical amputation? Because you are suffering from a delusion, the delusion of ownership. You believe that this person belongs to you. You say my girlfriend, my wife, my friend. But the word my is the biggest lie in the human language. Epictetus, the Stoic slave, taught us a brutal truth. Everything we have is borrowed from fortune, which can reclaim it without our permission. Indeed, without even advance notice. Nothing is yours. Your house is not yours. It belongs to the earth and will eventually return to it. Your body is not yours. It is a rental vehicle that will expire. And people are certainly not yours. They are independent souls with their own chaotic minds, their own desires, their own demons. They are not satellites orbiting your planet. They are comets passing through your sky. When you try to own a person, you suffocate them. Possessiveness is not love. Possessiveness is fear disguised as love. It is your ego screaming, I need you to validate my existence. And people can smell that fear. It smells like desperation. It smells like weakness. Nothing kills attraction faster than neediness. Think about it. Who do you respect more? The king who sits on his throne, knowing he is powerful with or without his subjects? Or the beggar who clings to your leg, pleading with you not to walk away? Right now, you are acting like the beggar. You have handed them the keys to your happiness and said, please, drive my car. And you were surprised that they crashed it? You must reclaim the keys. You must realize that you were whole before they arrived, and you will be whole after they leave. They were a guest in the house of your life. Guests are welcome, but guests must also be free to leave. If you lock the doors to keep them in, you are not a host. You are a jailer, and every prisoner dreams of only one thing: escape. Let's go deeper into the philosophy of Alan Watts. He compared life to a river. A river is powerful because it flows. It doesn't stop. It doesn't look back. If you try to put a river in a bucket, what happens? It stops flowing. It becomes stagnant. It becomes dead water. It starts to stink. When you try to freeze a relationship in time, when you try to force someone to stay the same, to love you the same way they did last year, you are putting the river in a bucket. You are killing the very thing you love. What's said? The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Change is painful, yes, but fighting change is suicidal. When someone wants to leave, the dynamic has changed. The season is over, but you are standing in the snow, wearing shorts, screaming at the sky, demanding it to be summer. It is not summer anymore, except the winter. This brings us to the concept of Wu Wei, effortless action. It doesn't mean being lazy. It means not forcing things against their nature. If a door is locked, you don't smash your shoulder against it until your bones break. You stop. You look. You walk away and find another door. When you chase someone who is pulling away, you are acting against nature. You are trying to push water uphill. It exhausts you. It humiliates you. And it never works. The physics of relationships are simple. Pressure creates resistance. The more you push, the harder they pull away. The moment you stop pushing, the moment you drop the rope, the resistance disappears. Have you ever noticed this? The moment you genuinely stop caring, the moment you genuinely move on, that is when they text you. Why? Because you restored the balance. You became the river again. You became unpredictable. You became a challenge, not a doormat. So what is the practical move? How do you apply this? You adopt the open door policy. Imagine your life is a VIP club. You are the bouncer. You are the owner. If someone wants to enter, great. Check their ID. Let them in. If someone wants to leave, do you tackle them? Do you block the exit? Do you beg them to buy one more drink? No. You hold the door open for them. You say, if you want to walk, I will not make you stumble. This is the ultimate power move. It signals supreme confidence. It tells them, I enjoy your company, but I do not require it to survive. I want you, but I do not need you. There is a quote often attributed to the Stoics. He who is ready to lose everything owns everything. When you are willing to let them walk away, you change the negotiation. In any relationship, the person who is most willing to walk away holds all the power. If you are terrified of the breakup, you are a slave to their mood swings. You walk on eggshells. You accept disrespect because you are afraid of the consequences. But if you are not afraid, if you look at the door and say, I can survive whatever is out there, then you are free. Let them leave. Do not send the long paragraph text explaining your feelings. They know your feelings. Do not stalk their Instagram stories. Do not ask their friends about them. Silence. Absolute, terrifying silence. Give them the gift of your absence. If they value you, they will notice the void. If they don't value you, then their departure is a blessing, not a curse. Trash takes itself out. Do not run after the garbage truck trying to retrieve what has been thrown away. Let's be honest. The reason you can't let go is not because you love them so much. It's because you hate being alone. You are using this person as a drug. You have an internal void, a feeling of emptiness, boredom, or insecurity, and you use this person to plug the hole. You use their validation to feel worthy. You use their attention to feel alive. Now that they are gone, the drug is gone, and you are going through withdrawals. You are shaking. You are panicked. You feel empty, and you think the only way to fix this is to get the drug back. But Alan Watts has a different perspective on the void. He suggests that this emptiness is not something to fear. It is the source of everything. A cup is only useful because it is empty. If it were full of cement, you couldn't drink from it. Your life is empty right now? Good. That means you have space. Space for new people. Space for new ideas. Space for yourself. Stop trying to fill the void with another person. That is a temporary fix. If you don't learn to be happy alone, you will never be happy in a relationship. You will always be a parasite, feeding on someone else's energy. And eventually, the host will shake you off. Seneca said, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. If your mind is constantly with them, wondering what they are doing, who they are with, you are not here. You are abandoning yourself. You are leaving your own post. Come back to yourself. Sit with the pain. Look at the emptiness. Realize that the monster in the dark is just a shadow. You don't need them to breathe. You don't need them to heartbeats. You are biologically, physically, and spiritually complete on your own. This brings us to the final Stoic test. Amor Fati. Love your fate. Not just tolerate it. Love it. This breakup, this rejection, this ghosting, it is not a tragedy. It is data. It is fuel. It is necessary. Maybe this person was an anchor holding you back. Maybe you got comfortable. Maybe you got soft. Maybe you stopped going to the gym. Maybe you stopped building your empire because you were too busy watching Netflix with them. The universe looked at you and said, he is asleep. Wake him up. And it ripped the blanket off you. It hurts. It's cold. But now you are awake. There is a Zen story about a farmer. His horse ran away. The neighbors said, what bad luck. The farmer said, maybe. The next day, the horse came back with 3 wild horses. The neighbors said, what good luck. The farmer said, maybe. You do not know the end of the story. You think this loss is the end of the world. In reality, it might be the beginning of your life. Imagine if you held on to your high school crush forever. Imagine if you never let go of your childhood toys. You would be stunted. You would be a child. Growth requires shedding skin. Snakes shed their skin when they grow too big for it. It is an uncomfortable process. But if they don't do it, they die? You are shedding skin. Do not try to glue the old dead skin back onto your body. It's dead. Let it rot. Let it go. Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, "My formula for greatness in a human being is Amor Fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity." Look at the empty space beside you in bed. Do not cry over it. Say, "Good. This is where I build myself." Here is your reality check. Life is a dance, not a possession. You cannot own the music. You can only dance while it plays. When the song ends, you do not grab the musician by the throat and demand he play it forever. You bow. You thank the universe for the music, and you wait for the next song. If they want to leave, let them. Pack their bags for them. Drive them to the airport. Hold the door open with a smile on your face. Not because you don't care, but because you know who you are. You are the ocean. They are just a wave. Waves rise and crash. The ocean remains. Be the ocean. Let them leave. And watch what happens next.